Hello and welcome back. Welcome to season 2 of the podcast. I'm Brittany.
I'm Holly.
And we are really excited to dive into season 2. We are mixing things up a little bit this season. We actually have a lot of men lined up. Our guests you'll see in the next few episodes. We're bringing a lot of men on. We are going to hear a lot of their stories, and I think it's really important to talk about how much we need men. We need men in this world. We need men doing the work. In today's day and age, I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're probably aware when it comes to healing, oftentimes there's more women that are really embarked on this healing journey. Not that there isn't men, but it seems to be more women all in all, and we need more men on board. So we thought, let's get some voices out there, voices of the men who are really doing this work.
Yeah, because I think too, when we first got started, it was, women supporting women, which is beautiful. I feel like so much of my journey up until this point, and I'm sure yours too, is like women. We were first alone and then doing it with other women, healing within community. We've been having our healing circles, like bringing women together, us doing our work together. And I feel like, it's just as important to have the men. Like, we really need men doing the work as well. And there are a lot of beautiful men out there that have come into my life, that have come into Brittany's life. And we really need to be supporting one another, because we can't just do this alone, and it can get really dangerous if it's just women doing the work and we're not really bringing men into the circle, because we're all in this together. We're all supposed to be doing this together. So I'm so excited for the men to be on, just to get their perspective. And I think it's going to be really beautiful. So we're so excited for season 2 to start.
My cat's coming to say hello and welcome as she goes back away. One thing that I wanted to mention, and we're talking men and women, but this goes for everybody in between. We're generalizing here. A message that came through to me really clear, actually, when I was doing a tarot reading for my TikTok. It was about men specifically, and how it is harder for men to overcome their ego. And let me explain that a little bit. Not saying it's not hard for women or anything like that, not trying to take away from your experience, and it's not a competition. But men are so rooted in the 3D. We need them to be. They are our protectors of the physical realm. Just like, us women, we have portals literally within us. Naturally, we're more intuitive. Naturally, we are more connected. And because men are so rooted in the 3D, in the physical, they're not as naturally intuitive as we are. Not that they're not intuitive, because absolutely everybody, regardless of, your gender or how you identify, everybody can, of course, connect. But men being so rooted, it's harder for them to tune in to, the message I got basically is it's harder for them to overcome the ego. So I really honor the men who are doing the work, because it's harder for them to bring that to their awareness.
Right. Yeah. And I think too, I feel like it's really hard for men too, because it's specifically growing up. If you're younger, it's like, oh, boys don't cry. Like, it's a weakness for men to cry or to show emotion. But we are human. We are emotional beings. We're supposed to feel our emotions. We're supposed to cry, get angry, be sad, whatever it may be. There's no good or bad emotions. But I feel growing up, men specifically had to suppress so much. And that becomes internalized of, oh, if I cry, I'm weak. If I show emotion, I'm weak. But there's so many sensitive men out there that have had to put on masks to the outside world, to put on this hard guy persona to provide for their families or be the provider, and become so caught up in the ego, so caught up in material items, job status. It can get really dangerous. And I feel like too, just bringing men on that are being vulnerable, that are being real, raw, authentic, showing their emotions, showing other boys growing up, other children growing up, it's safe to be a man and to cry. It's safe to show your emotion. And I feel like we really need to start shifting in that direction.
Do you know who's really coming to mind? I saw this video just a couple days ago, Aubrey Marcus. Do you know who Aubrey Marcus is? So he is a man in this community. He's definitely definitely a leader out there. And he talks about being a warrior poet. And I'm going to try and explain it how he does, but men, warriors, they need to be warriors, they need to be strong to provide, and there's men who are very much so like that, and he saw that, and he saw the importance of that. And then there's a type of man who is more so the poet, more in tune with their emotions, the softer man, and he saw the importance of that within the masculine as well, because feeling your emotion doesn't make you weak, the way society makes us think.
It's such a strength.
It's a
feel
strength.
Your emotions. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a strength. So Aubrey Marcus, he talks about integrating. His goal became integrating the two. He's like, I want to become a warrior poet, a strong man, who can provide, but also a man who is in tune with his poet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Yeah. Cause we need both. It's like the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. We need like the emotional side and also a harder side, like it just needs to be balanced out, where I feel like so many men, rightfully so, because of the society that we live in, are so stuck in the hard guy, so stuck in the status, egoic way of being. But it's safe for men to be soft. It's safe for men to feel their emotions and really get people talking about that, specifically men.
Yeah, and it's actually needed, because when a man is in tune with all parts of him, not so detached, a lot of men are detached, it allows for women to feel safe enough to tune into their feminine energy as well. Because if men are ignoring that part of them, I don't know how to articulate it, but it's what's coming to me is it's all connected. It's all connected, and we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And it's really important to balance the two energies within us. And a lot of people don't, men or women, I didn't for a really long time.
Yeah, I lived in my masculine for a long time too. I think
Same.
most women really live in their masculine. Yeah.
And it's really learning how to balance those energies out within you. And when you're able to do that, that's when you're really able to step into the highest version of yourself, essentially. And that's when you're able to be there for other people, as well. Like I don't know if I'm going to articulate this. I'm going to try to articulate what's coming through, but, in a partnership, I'm talking partnership specifically, masculine, one who takes on more of the masculine, one who takes on more of the feminine role, the yin and the yang. The masculine energy, if he is so detached and disassociated with that one side of him, he's going to be in his ego, right? Because it's his ego that's not letting him tune into his emotion. It's his ego that's stopping him from going there. And when a man is more so in his ego, the woman is not going to feel safe. And if she doesn't feel safe, she cannot fall fully into her feminine. So it leads to a misalignment. There's, it's out of balance, which, anything out of balance. I hope I explained that. Okay.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Totally. Something I want to say too, for the women listening as well, I actually used to hold a lot of anger and resentment towards men. I have so many beautiful men in my life, like I do, but I work with a lot of women in the work that I do. And I know, Brittany, you know a lot of women as well. Like, there have been so many women that have been, raped or molested or abused physically, mentally, emotionally by men. And I've heard so many stories of this that it really built up my anger towards men of like, what are these men doing to these women? We are wounding these women, like the wounded woman. That's where all of her healing needs to come in. But it's also realizing these men are operating from wounds. They are not doing that because they're bad people. It's like, who hurt them? They're operating from a wounded place. So I've had to come a long way with really being able to see men from a lens of love and compassion because of just the work that I do. I see, and like our women's circles that we've hosted, like so many women have come forward with just like ways in which men have hurt them. But what I've realized is we cannot live that way. We have to like understand where these men were coming from wounds, not excusing their behavior, because there's absolutely no excuse, but not all men are bad. They're, and it's not because they're bad people that they were doing these things. It's just from wounds. And also something too is I really had to sit in the energy of like pedophilia energy. Like I know both of us are very sensitive to energy. And during one of my journeys that I did when I was having like my Kundalini awakening, I had to sit in the energy of sexual shame. And even in multiple instances, like this energy of sexual shame, this like such dense sexual gross energy of like pedophilia energy. And it made me so angry towards these men, but it's also women, but more dominantly men. And I've had to like feel that anger fully. Like I've fully allowed myself to feel it. And now I can see, oh my gosh, these men are so wounded. We have to help the men. We have to help the men because we are all one. We all have to help one another, and not demonizing men in any way. Like there are such good men, and I have so many beautiful men in my life. I want to make that very clear. But there are a lot of wounded men, a lot of wounded women too. But we need people really showing men unconditional love to help them process this deep sexual shame, process this deep shame that they've maybe carrying, because shame is like the densest energy, and we're all one. So we all feel that energy, so we need to like, and shame dies when it's told in safe spaces. So we need to bring safe spaces together so we can really heal in community, so we can all heal as one, because we are a collective.
And we need the men.
Right.
We need them. It's the yin and the yang. So everything you're saying, feeling the anger is necessary and it's valid. If you're angry, if you're a woman and you're listening to this, like Holly, give yourself the permission to feel that anger, because that's the human emotion and it's valid. But it is also seeing it with the lens of like, it's not their fault.
Right. It's not, yeah.
It's not their fault. Everyone is the way they are because of past experience, because of trauma that has been passed down. And it is your responsibility to heal. Absolutely. Hey guys, we are super excited to announce the launch of something new. We will be launching something called a community on a platform called Skool. That's SKOOL. It's similar to a Patreon, but better. It's a platform for learning and, well, community. Basically, it will give you access to exclusive content from both Holly and I. Holly is a certified holistic health coach, and she is also a certified embodiment coach. I have a degree in kinesiology and received a certification in personal training. I also am an advancing student in mediumship development and have been channeling spirit for as long as I can remember. Through our own experience and journeys, as well as our knowledge gained through education, we will be curating content to specifically aid in your journeys back home to self. This will include monthly guided meditations, guided embodiment practices, pick-a-card readings, energy healing, guided workouts, and healthy recipes. It will also include important teachings to help you become the most embodied version of yourself. Some topics will include how to connect with your intuition, how to tap into the psychic within you, how to heal your inner child, how to face and understand your ego, how to heal your relationship with your body and food, and more. This platform will also allow for conversation and connection with others who are also part of the community, giving you the opportunity to potentially meet other like-minded individuals who are also on the path of becoming the best versions of themselves. This path is not easy and at times can be isolating. We are not supposed to do this alone. Community is so healing and so important, so we hope this will provide support for you regardless of where you might be on your journey. It's only $22.22 a month, where you will have unlimited access to all of the content as well as the new content rolled out monthly. It will also give you a $10 discount on our monthly healing circles. Holly and I both struggled with self-image, self-confidence, knowing our self-worth, and knowing what it means to truly love ourselves majority of our lives. The truth is that we are not taught how to properly love ourselves in this day and age, and we are on a mission to make change. We owe it to the future generations to come. We believe that it is important to love your mind, body, and spirit cohesively in order to truly step into the highest, most authentic version of yourself. We hope to see you there, honey. with that said, like you said, they need help. We need to help the men just like we need to help the women. And as I was saying before, men are the protectors and leaders of the physical. Us women are the protectors and leaders of the spiritual. So often we do go through this healing journey first because we're more naturally in tune. And that's what we see happening in the world. As I said before, it's mainly women that are involved in this due to our nature, but the men follow. And it is our responsibility and our duty to be there and to help them instead of, holding that grudge.
Yeah, the resentment. Yeah. Of just like, that anger, that resentment, specifically even in relationships. Like, I know for me, I really started my healing journey a while ago of just really coming home to myself, learning how to love myself. And I was doing this a while before my husband, Eric, really started on his journey. And there was one point where I had done so much, the inner work and really working with other people to, go back to past traumatic memories that I've had and like rewire and heal that and be there for my inner child and, do so much of my own inner work. And I noticed that in my relationship with Eric, I was doing this, but he was kind of on his own journey and not really getting into the inner work yet. And that's when I had the realization of, no, I need you growing with me. I need you growing with me. I need you doing your inner work, or else we're not going to be on the same level anymore. And it's like, I needed Eric to rise. I needed him to really start doing the inner work. And if you're in a relationship and you're doing this healing work, but your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whomever is not also doing it, it's like you need that person coming with you. You guys got to be doing this together to stay on the same wavelength. You just have to.
Yeah. And I love that you're bringing this up. I don't know if you know this, but I use you as an example all the time in my readings.
Oh, I love that.
Because recently, and this is another channeled message that I got, is a lot of women are challenging their partners right now.
Yeah.
A lot of women who are genuinely in the work, who are genuinely on this path, because it's funny, I'm not married or anything like that, but in my own way, I ended up challenging the person that I'm with right now too. And I'm seeing it in a lot of, like I said, it's coming up in a lot of the readings I'm doing. It's coming up within people who have been together for a really long time. I know that was like you and Eric. You were married and everything like that. Hopefully one day we could get him on the podcast because he has a lot of wisdom. I think he's such a beautiful example for men. So, we'll put a pin in that, but
you will be on at some point.
And then also like just in general, like women are challenging men in different ways, and it's always choosing you. So, you always showing up as the best version of yourself, and you might need to challenge your partner.
Right.
So that...
And it's hard. It's not easy. Like, it's not easy, but anything that's easy is not worth doing. And that's why a lot of people don't do it, because it is hard. Like, there was a point in our relationship too, where I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I need. I know what I need, and it's safe for me to have needs now. And I know my needs, and I deserve to have my needs met. I need him to meet my needs, but if he won't meet my needs, I do have the strength and courage to walk away, because I know who I am now and I know what I deserve. Thankfully, thank God, I knew he would.
Yeah.
He saw that he did have inner work that he needed to do, and he got in communities where he could start doing his inner work, and he's come so far, and I'm so proud of him. But it was me taking the first step and being like, I need you to really
the initiative
to show up. I need you to show up for me. And he did. But it's not easy, it's hard, and holding each other accountable and meeting each other where you're at. But, and also something too that I want to say is what I did also is I met him where he was at, but I trusted that he was doing his inner work that he needed to do. I wasn't helicoptering. I wasn't constantly, oh my gosh, are you doing this? Are you meditating? Are you journaling? Are you doing what you need to do? It's like, I'm going to tell you what I need. I'm going to trust that you're going to do it. I'm not going to hover over you. I think that can be really hard, like not micromanaging, but like if you see them not doing something, I know sometimes I would get triggered, but it's trusting that other person and meeting them where they are at.
And having patience.
Yes, yeah.
And what Holly just explained, that's the exact example that I use for people when it's coming up. Like I give like basically what you said, and how things are better now than, they ever have been, because you guys are growing together. So those of you who are listening, who are in relationships, long-term relationships, it is really important to put you first. Always to choose you and let them meet you there. And if they're not able to meet you there, trust that the universe will bring somebody else forward. And if you are single and if you are seeing people, don't be afraid to say, this is what I needed to do. So it's like same, but different. And for me, this was really out of my comfort zone. This is what I expect. These are my expectations. I am not high maintenance, but there's a saying, what was it? I am not high maintenance, but I am not high maintenance, but I have high expectations. And it's because I know what I bring to the table. And if you can meet me there, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can't, I will walk away.
Yeah, knowing your worth.
Because I know what I deserve and I know my worth. Same as you, though, these are my expectations. And then it's stepping back and giving them the space to step into that. It won't happen overnight, but it's meeting them where they're at and trusting and, patience.
Yeah. And knowing that it's to the masculine in the relationship or the feminine, whoever needs to meet you. It's like something that Eric and I did where we both got very clear in our needs, our wants, and our desires, because just as much as it's safe and that I have my own needs, it's safe for me to have my own needs and to express that, my own expectations. It's also just as valid for your partner, my partner, to have expectations, to have needs, to have wants, to have desires. So listening to one another, knowing that you are a team, you are on the same team, and you're here to grow together. I think it's so easy to get comfortable within relationships, but in relationships, a true healthy relationship, I truly believe that you're here to help each other grow and evolve. So really not getting comfortable, not getting stagnant, but growing and evolving together and pushing each other to be the best versions of yourselves together.
Yes. Yeah. I have chills as you're talking. Yeah. And it's having those uncomfortable conversations.
Yes.
And being honest, because I know we've talked about it in past episodes before. We talked about how it's really hard to be honest with yourself, but it's also really hard to be honest with your partner, with your friends, but specifically with your partner, especially if, you don't want to let go of what you have. Yeah, it's still going. But especially if you don't want to let go of what you have, the ego is going to be like, oh, if I bring this forward, is it going to mess it up? Are they going to run away? Or, I know that was a fear for me. That was a big thing for me based on past experience.
Yeah. And that's where inner child work comes in, of like letting your inner child know, no, I'm safe. It's safe for me to have needs. It's safe for me to put out there what I want, what I expect out of a relationship. If they don't meet me, if they don't see that, that's okay, because I know it's safe for me to be alone and I can lean on myself. It's like that inner child work goes hand in hand with being able to have these conversations as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's still going, but now you have me.
There you go. Yeah. That inner child work goes hand in hand with really being able to vocalize your needs, your wants, your desires, allowing yourself to be seen, and having these uncomfortable conversations, because it's really uncomfortable to be uncomfortable and it's really uncomfortable to be honest, but that's where so much growth happens.
Yes.
Especially in your relationships, you really build long-lasting, strong relationships with such solid foundation when you can be honest with one another in your relationship, in friendship. Brittany and I have had so many hard conversations, but we've built such a strong, solid foundation because of it.
We were I picked Holly up from the airport this morning and we went to go get some lunch, and we were like, wait a minute. It hasn't even been a year? It hasn't even been a year since we connected in person. It feels like we've known each other our whole lives.
Yeah.
And it's really, though, the universe has put us through a series of unfortunate events.
But beautiful. It's been hard, but you learn through the hard moments. You learn through the challenges. I feel like we've become so resilient and able to literally communicate whatever we need to communicate with one another. We've gotten to this place of it's safe for us both to share how we feel and us both be able to receive that and be honest.
Yeah. When I say a series of unfortunate events, I go like this because in the moment, they were some hard times.
Yeah.
We went through some hard times where we were really forced to be honest, not only with ourselves, but with each other. Really, the universe made us step outside the comfort zone. But as a result of these unfortunate, quote unquote, unfortunate events, our friendship, it's like unpenetrable. Oh my God, I can't say the word. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Unpenetrable? That's not it.
It's like penetrable.
Unpenetrable. You get it. If you're listening, you know what I'm saying. But I feel like we have such solid foundations in our friendship in a way I've never experienced before, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful, like
Me too.
Genuinely so grateful. I feel like this is what true friendship is. This is what it should be like.
Right.
And
it's the uncomfortable conversations. It's like being so honest and like being comfortable, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, but then also bringing in the joy. It's like the light and dark with everything. You have to have the hard conversations, the light conversations. You can't have the light without the dark. We're really understanding that on a different level than we ever have before. But it's so true. And it's like it builds such solid foundation in this relationship, in my marriage. Like I'm learning how to really communicate and be honest and sit in the uncomfortable and really trust myself with what I have to say. And it's built such strong, solid foundation. And we have helped each other grow so much by these foundations, by being honest with one another. Same with a partnership. It's like we help each other grow.
like I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for her.
And vice versa.
Like genuinely.
Me
yeah.
too. I love it. It's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All in under a year. And it's like, not that like time matters, but it goes to show how much you really can build within any connection when there is that open, honest, vulnerable, raw conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. We're interrupting this episode to share something close to our hearts, our virtual healing circles. We have been loving them so much and meeting so many of you incredible people through them. Brittany and I are passionate about bringing people together to support one another and heal in community. We felt alone on our paths for so long, and coming together in community has been instrumental to our growth, and we've both seen the importance in it. We aren't meant to do this alone. In unity and vulnerability, we find strength, courage, and support each other on our paths back to ourselves. Our monthly virtual seminars blend discussions, workshops, and practices to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Whether seeking guidance, healing, or a listening ear, our gatherings offer a safe, inclusive space for people to connect, heal, and grow. Join us on this journey of healing in community. Together we can heal, grow, and thrive. Register for the next circle using the link in the show notes. We hope to see you there. Yeah, and one other thing I want to touch on too, which you touched on a bit, in relationships with men and women, or the masculine and the feminine within a relationship. So for me, I operated a lot in my life in my masculine energy. And through this journey of coming home to myself, learning how to love myself, I've really learned to soften and how to get more into my feminine energy, into my flow, into my creativity, into my pleasure. Like I used to have a lot of shame around pleasure even, and there's been like huge leaps and bounds with being able to experience pleasure with no shame, releasing shame or like sexual shame, and just falling more into my feminine, more into my like ease, creativity, abundance, love, unconditional love. And with that, my husband, Eric, has had to really step more into his masculine role so I can feel safe falling into my feminine. I need him holding the container for me to feel safe falling into my feminine. So as I've fallen more into that, I feel like I've balanced my masculine and feminine really within me, but it has made Eric step more into his masculine, because we need the men being in their healthy masculine, not in an egoic masculine, in a healthy masculine where they hold the container for the woman or the feminine energy in the relationship to be able to express themselves freely, to fall into their feminine, their creativity, their love, and really hold that container in a healthy way. And be able, like, even what I mean by that, the container of like, if I need someone to vent to, I can go to Eric and he will just hold the container for me and just meet me with unconditional love, with non-judgment, and just hold that in a loving way. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. And I love that you're bringing this up because I was super hyper independent my whole life because of wounds and everything. And I always needed to do things on my own. And, you know, I'm like, there's no man that's going to like help me with this, or even like friends or whatever. And I received a message specifically with partnerships. It's like, you actually can't step into the highest version of yourself without that partner, without the divine, not wounded masculine, the divine masculine fully being in his power, being able to be there to help support you, will then allow you to step even more into your power.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so necessary. And I don't feel like we taught, like I never even had heard about this before until like really going on this journey. But it's so important to have that stable, healthy masculine, healthy feminine, whatever that looks like in your relationship. One who can fall into their more feminine role and dance in the container of the masculine, you know, and like be the fullest expression and be held in that, not be triggering or have to dim my light, dim your light. Actually be able to be the fullest expression of yourself and have the masculine in the relationship meet you there. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah. I really look up to her relationship with Eric. Like, I really do. I really do.
We've worked very hard to get where we are.
Yeah. And it's beautiful to see. Like, I see them and I'm like, that is what I want. That is what I'm striving for. And I know it's coming in for me.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, again, like I can't wait for Eric to come on, because them, for those listening, like them too, such, I don't even know what word to use, but like the most beautiful example of what a relationship should look like.
Yeah, it's been really hard though. I will be very honest. It's been hard, but like beautiful at the same time. You know, any relationship, there's ups, there's downs. You know, we've both become sober from alcohol. We've both gone on our own journeys separately, together. Like we've learned how to be on our own, but also be in the relationship with like no codependency. You know, it's still a journey. We still are working on things, as in any relationship. You know, it's a forever journey, but it's possible to really have the person that you're with rise with you. And yeah, I'm just excited to have more men on so we can hear from the men to like how, if you have a man in your life, if you have sons, if you have, you know, nephews, cousins, husband, whatever it may be, son, being able to support them in feeling their emotions and being their true authentic selves, being in their healthy masculine energy, taming their ego. Like I feel like it's just going to be so beautiful.
I totally agree. I'm really excited for this season. And one thing I just want to add to that is it's not sacrificing yourself though, because I know like people like me in the past, it's like seeing their potential, and if they're not doing the work to get there, then it's like you move forward. They need to be actively engaged in doing the work too. It's like you bring it to them and then wait for action, be patient as long as that action is being had. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And use your intuition with that too. You know, someone can say that they're doing it, but really using your intuition too and your discernment of, someone can say that they're doing their inner work, but are their actions meeting their words? Are their actions meeting their words? And if not, you know that you have the strength and courage to stand on your own 2 feet, to go your own way, because you will find someone that will match that.
Yes. And one example that I want to talk about, if you guys have listened to like my Going Beyond with Brittany podcast, or my YouTube, I talked a lot about my twin flame journey specifically. And I thought for sure I was supposed to be with this man. Like I was receiving messages that this was the one, and I needed to fully believe that, because I needed to choose me, because he was not stepping up in the way I needed him to step up, and I needed to walk away. And that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. But as a result of me doing that, walking away, the universe has brought somebody else into my life. I'm not going to get into details about that because we'll see what happens. But it's not being afraid to choose you. It's not seeing the potential in someone and hoping and wishing, just because like when I met him, I had done a lot of work on myself. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I've done so much work on myself. There's no way the universe was going to bring something in that wasn't going to work out. But it was a test. It was like, okay, you've learned, now apply that knowledge.
Yeah. And it took so much strength and courage for you to walk away, and heartbreak and a lot of pain. But look how much strength you built because of that. And like really seeing yourself. It's so powerful to be able to see yourself. Like you really chose yourself. You see yourself. You see your worth. You know what you deserve. That takes so much strength and courage to walk away. And for anyone listening, it takes strength and courage to leave a relationship that is not serving you, that is not meeting you. But there's so much strength, courage, so much beauty on the other side of that, so much inner strength that comes from that no one can take away from you.
Chills. Yes. Preach.
Yeah. It's so powerful to choose yourself.
It is. It's the most powerful thing you can do. And when you choose yourself, when you truly know how to choose yourself, when you get to that place where you love yourself enough to choose yourself, your life will change.
Really?
That's when everything will fall into place for you. That's how it's been happening for me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And that's even like what I talk about. Thomas Winlow was like a psychic, intuitive medium that I went to when I first started my journey like 6-7 years ago. And he said, when you get your self-love in place, or when you get your self-love right, everything will fall into place for you. And it couldn't be more true. Self-love is the most important love that you will ever have in your life. You are the most important relationship you will ever be in your life. So choosing you, learning how to love yourself is the journey. And it's the most profound journey.
And the deeper you love yourself, the deeper of love you will attract into your life in all areas, romantic, friendships. You know, it's like, you know how I said we haven't even known each other for a year, but I feel like this is the deepest friendship, you know, I've ever had. It's because I've met myself at a level deeper than I ever have before. And I attracted somebody else in who is also on that journey.
Right. Yes.
And it goes for love and stuff too, you know?
Yeah. And something I say that I feel like there is truth. I'm really understanding it on a deeper level. You can only love someone as deeply as you love yourself, and you can still show love, and that is enough. That is enough. But your capacity to love is really a reflection of how deeply you love yourself. So when you have so much self-love for yourself, think about how much deeper you're going to be able to love others.
Yeah. And I love that you're talking about that, because someone like me in the past, you know, I would always be like, what do you mean? Like, I loved my partners so much. Like, I would always do so much for them. And on my healing journey, I realized that wasn't really love. That was me. That was me performing actions, I guess, or doing actions based on a wounded part of me, a part of me that didn't really know how to love myself, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm articulating that very well, but it's like, you know, when you're an empath, it's easy to do for other people. Like, oh, I loved this person so much. It's like, did you really? Or not saying you didn't love them, because you attract in a love based on, you know, there's, I got this message too. There's like, it's like a spectrum. It's like yes, you can fall in love with someone, but it's a mirror of how much you love yourself. And it's like, the more you love yourself, you're going to attract in a deeper love because you love yourself more. And in the past, I thought I was in love with these guys. I mean, I was, based on where I was at within my own self-love journey, but everything I was doing for them, I was like showing love, but it wasn't really love. It was, oh, let me do more so that I can hopefully receive love from you back.
Yeah, because then I'll be good enough. If I do this, then I'll be good enough. Then I'll be worthy of your love.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it was very wounded, and it wasn't actually love. I mean, it was in a way, but it wasn't. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So many of us. I mean, that's like the journey of, you know, all of the young love, all of the relationships. It's like, there's so much self-sacrificing, so much toxicity in those kinds of relationships, but we learn so much from them, you know, and now you know that you'll never self-sacrifice like that again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, I'm so excited. And we're definitely going to have women on as well. Like, I'm so excited. We have women lined up that I'm so excited for as well. But we're just going to be intertwining the men. It's going to be a beautiful season. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm seeing like a spider in a spider's web. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really excited. Yes. Yeah. Let us know if there's, you know, anything. I mean, you could email us in. You could email us in. We'll have in the show notes like where to email us. Follow us on we're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Let us know what you want to hear from us. Engage in the comments. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, we're going to be doing other episodes too with the emails, like answering your questions in emails. So that's the best way if you have a question and you want our perspective, want our, want our perspective on it, just email us and maybe we'll do an episode on it.
Yes. And we're really excited to launch the community. You probably heard about we had a little ad in here. So
we're so excited. It's going to be so good.
I'm so excited about that. Yeah. So we'd love, and our circles and stuff. We'd love to have you. So if you're here, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes. Thank you for being here. Yeah. And we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Love you.